Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Monday morning kickstart. I hope you guys all had a fantastic weekend and you're ready to get this week off to a flying start. So first off, our news this week. Congratulations to Eva. Eva did her exam in August, just got her results back, and C2 on her certificate. Eva got an A in the exam, absolutely smashed it. Full marks in reading, full marks in use of English, and Eva popped into the Telegram group as well to give some really valuable advice about how she achieved that C2 score, that A in the exam. So if you haven't already got in there and seen her scores and seen her advice, definitely head over to the success section of the Telegram group and check it out. But in a nutshell, Eva's advice was kind of what I drill into you guys every single week. Is we want to be analysing any exercise that we do, any test that we do. So not just our mock exams, any activity that we do, we want to analyse it afterwards and think about how we can make that better. So if it's a use of English exercise, if we got something wrong, that we are analysing why we got that wrong and why the correct answer is correct. What did we miss? Analysing that so that we can fix it for next time. Doing hundreds and hundreds of exercises without that analysis stage is a waste of time, okay? And a waste of exercises. So always do that analysis stage. And if you don't know why you got something wrong, if you can't see it, then make sure you ask in the Telegram group, which I know a lot of you are really good at doing, because that's where you're going to learn. I saw a post yesterday from Magda had posted doing exactly this strategy. So well done to Magda. She'd been doing a reading task and she'd corrected the answers. She'd done an analysis, but she still couldn't see why her answer, why the correct answer was whatever it was, A, in the reading exam, reading part 5. So she asked a question in the group, and you guys, again, I always say this is your superpower, the way you guys help each other out and support each other. You guys went in and did that analysis and found the reasons why. So you not only helped another student, but again, that hones your skills as well, to refine your skills as well. So fantastic job, guys. Keep up the good work with that. Keep up the analysis. And then we can use that to find out what your weaknesses are and work on those weaknesses. Working on those weaknesses, one thing at a time. If we try and do everything, then we will accomplish nothing. So, jack of all trades, master of none, as they say. So, Eva, again, if you're listening, absolutely fantastic job. Congratulations. We are so proud of you. And please do stay on in the group and keep in touch, because you're part of the family now. So we'd love to kind of keep hearing from you and see how you're getting on. Second bit of news this week is that I popped into the Telegram group as well a list of golden expressions that you can use in your speaking, and the majority of them you can use in your writing as well. These are quite academic expressions, but the key thing is that you can use these in any exam on any topic, or even not in exams. If, like, I know a lot of you guys give speeches or conferences, you have to do those in English. You might have to write papers, academic papers in English. So I know a lot of you need this for work, as well as just passing the exam. So these phrases are golden for this, okay? They sound really professional and really advanced. Thing about these phrases though, as with everything, little and often, especially with vocabulary, little and often, little and often. Please, please, please do not sit and try and learn a giant list of vocabulary or a giant list of phrases, because you won't really learn any of them. You'll half learn them and you won't be able to use them fluently, which is what we want, okay? So learn a couple a week, 2 or 3 a week, and really push yourself to use those in the speaking sessions. And again, you don't need to learn all of these phrases. Learn the ones that you're like, oh, I'd actually use that one, okay? Like I get given phrases in Spanish or idiomatic things in Spanish all the time, and I'm like, I would never use that. I've never heard anyone using that. I've never said that in my own language. But there's others I'm like, oh, I say this all the time. That's a really good one to learn. So start with those ones. Start with your high frequency expressions, the ones that you feel that you could use easily to talk about anything, okay? Push yourself to use them. Make mistakes. I love mistakes. Mistakes are great. Mistakes show that we're learning and that we're trying new things. We're working outside of our comfort zone, okay? Once you feel confident with those two phrases, 3 phrases, even just one phrase, once you're confident using that, you can use it easily. It rolls off your tongue without any effort. Then learn another one and another one and gradually build it up. And before you know it, in a couple of months, you're going to have a chunky bank of really nice academic phrases that you can use with ease in your speaking and your writing, okay? So this is something to have patience with, but they are absolutely golden expressions. So use them. I want to hear lots of them in the speaking sessions this week. Which brings me on to something about kind of speaking sessions, and just a little reminder about active and passive language. So passive language is things that you can read or you can listen to and you understand, but you'd never actually use that when you're speaking or when you're writing. And a lot of you, I've been doing your study plans, your personal study plans over the weekend, and a lot of you told me that this was a big problem for you, that you know a lot of vocabulary, but you keep on using the same basic phrases when you're speaking or when you're writing. Your speaking, your writing seems too basic, okay? So this is normal and natural for anyone learning a language, for kids learning a language. So first of all, we're kind of like, as a kid, the first couple of years of your life, you're just getting all this input of language. We don't start speaking until a couple of years later, okay? So this is the same for you learning another language. You're getting this input, this reading, this listening that you can understand. But it takes a little bit longer to activate it when you are speaking or writing, to recall the language. So how can we activate language? All that lovely language that you already know. So we don't even need to learn new vocabulary. We're just activating what we already know, which takes much less effort than having to learn a whole new word. The key thing is repetition. Repetition is the key. Notice how I just repeated myself. Little and often, okay? So vocabulary, we need to have active recall on. So flashcards, Quizlet are going to really help us. Using them for 5 or 10 minutes every day on new vocabulary. Create your own sets as well with things that you are learning throughout the week. Create your own sets, practice with them. Or create old school sets. Write them down on little cards, little pieces of paper, okay? On one side, write the word in English. On the other side, you can write the definition. I'd recommend writing it in English rather than in your own language. But what you want to do is, if you look at the word, let's say the word is paw, the feet of the animal, which we were looking at last week, paw. So if on one side I have paw, on the other side I have the feet of an animal, no? Or the feet of a cat or a dog. Or paw, one, foot, the foot. So if you look at your flashcards with the word paw and you look at it that way round, this is more passive learning. However, if you flip the flashcards and look at the definition and have to recall the word, this is more challenging. This is more active with language. Okay, so this is going to help you to activate language, flipping the flashcards and looking at the definition before the word. Okay, so this is something you can do to help push with your active vocabulary. We can use this with phrases and things as well, like your golden phrases. No, how can I say, in my opinion? And then you can give, you can put on one side, in my opinion, the easy thing, and then the other side, you can put a more advanced structure to push yourself to learn. Okay, so this is one thing you can do. Second thing is going to the speaking sessions. Making sure you go to the speaking sessions more than once a week. So ideally, you're going maybe about 3 times a week to the speaking sessions, so that the first time you're going, you're trying out new language. The second time you're going, you're pushing yourself to use that new language. The third time you're going, you're pushing yourself to use that new language without looking at any of your notes or anything, okay? You can go to as many speaking sessions as you want. You can go to 10 a week if you want to, if speaking is a weakness for you, if this is something that you need to work on activating vocabulary, then definitely go to speaking sessions, okay? If speaking sessions is your strength, but writing is your weakness, then I wouldn't recommend going to 10 sessions a week, because that time would be better spent working on your writing or working on whatever the weakness is. Remember, always go for your weakness. People tend to avoid their weakness. So if people like speaking and they're really good at speaking, they tend to come to more classes and avoid the other tasks because they don't have time. However, people who are really good at reading or use of English tend to do more of that tasks and go less to the speaking sessions, where it should be reverse. No? If speaking is your weakness, go to more speaking sessions. If speaking is your strength, go to less speaking sessions. And the same with every single part of the exam. So really have a think about, what are you avoiding in the exam? Because that's the thing that you want to work on the most. And yes, if it is getting that vocabulary activated, then those are the 2 ways that I would recommend to do it. Okay, flipping our flashcards for active recall, and coming to speaking sessions and pushing yourself to use that new language. Final thing this week, I'm starting my Spanish sessions, my Spanish classes today. I have a class as I'm recording this, starting in 8 minutes, so I better hurry up. I don't want to be late to my first speaking session. So yeah, I will let you know, guys. I'll let you know how I'm getting on. I think I said in a previous podcast, I'm doing this I don't need a certificate in Spanish. I already have a certificate. I only needed an A2 to get my Spanish passport. So I did the B2 exam, just because. So I do not need the C1 certificate, but I want to do this. My goal for doing this is to help you guys out and see what I can learn from being a student again, to push myself and to take any useful tips to help you guys out. But one thing I know about myself is I need a big goal for doing something. Like, I need a big reason why. So if I don't have, like, for getting a certificate, my big goal was like, I need my Spanish passport. So this was a huge motivator for doing it. And a lot of you need your C1 certificate because you need it for your job. You need it to get that promotion or to get that teaching job or to become a teacher or to get the job in the bilingual school. Whatever your reason is, I know a lot of you want to move to the UK. Whatever your reason is, that is your big why. Remember that. If you're feeling a bit like, oh, I can't be bothered doing something today, hold on to that big reason why. So for me, my goal for today is I need to think of a bigger reason why I need to keep going with Spanish classes than to help you guys. This is a nice goal, but I want to have a better one than this. For example, I don't know, write a book in Spanish or do a presentation in Spanish. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I need something concrete that I need to do next summer to really motivate and push me to continue. So that's something that you guys can think about as well. You have your big why in terms of you need a certificate for work or something, but is there anything else? Are there any other big whys that you can hold on to and think about anytime you are maybe lacking motivation? So that is the end of our podcast for today. I hope you find it useful. Let me know in the Telegram group anything that resonated with you, and we will see you in the speaking sessions very soon.